refer you back to the duck thing. Your beta endorphins go up, you resolve, and your beta endorphins go down. I would say there is some relationship there. They can't do it. I can. LDN is relatively safe. I know of if anybody that's taken an LDN and has had a problem other than associated with symptoms. It's a well-tolerated drug. Again, you have that sleep disturbance thing that goes on, and it's a sleep disturbance. It's not insomnia. You do go to sleep, and you do wake up. Insomnia is you don't go to sleep. However, and I love this, a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial, and it also should be a crossover, needs to be performed to assess the potential efficacy of the drug in patients with MS. I'm here to tell you that I got this done in an hour. I believe the drug works. I have over 1,200 patients out of a possible 23,000 that we sampled that have had no exacerbations or progressions in over 3 years. One, I can't make that decision for you. Two, the reason why we developed this protocol all those many years ago is because the neurologist who was, and this was back in the days when we were only dealing with 3 milligrams too, so it was 1.5 to 3. But he was having patient failure because of the quote-unquote vivid dreams. People just wouldn't be able to put up with it. They didn't understand it, and there wasn't that much information out there to explain it to them. So all of our MS patients that ask me for advice on the dosing, I always, 100% of the time go 1.5, 3, 4.5. So that's would be my recommendation to you.
Okay, but you have some people again.
Pardon me?
The people who start off at 4.5, do they seem to have more vivid dreams too?
Yes. Yes, that's the purpose of starting off at the lower ones. You're slowly cranking it up, okay? And there is probably a direct relationship between dose and effect. You know, I take 1 and I get this. I take 2 and I get twice this. I take 3, I get 3 times this. In this case, I think it holds for side effects. I hesitate to mention the sleep disturbance thing because then it gets out onto the internet and everybody's up all night long. And I also hesitate mentioning the spasticity thing because people have taken one LDN and all of a sudden they're very, very spastic. And they call me and I'll talk with them for 15, 20 minutes and then they'll go right back to their 1.5. They'll call me a week later and nothing's wrong. You know, so I really hesitate about side effects.
Has anyone died from LDN?
Not to my knowledge.
That would be a side effect, wouldn't it?
Yeah, more than likely, but not to my knowledge. Interestingly enough, the first presentation that we put on, we actually did look at side effects, and 23% of the total population at the time, and I think we might have had 1,000 patients, might not have. 23% of them had had some sort of side effect. The majority of those was the sleep disturbance or vivid dreams. And the other one was, the other vast majority, I mean, whatever's left, like 4 or 5% had spasticity. And then there might have been 1 or 2% and they had, you know, all sorts of things, or they claimed, you know, they started losing their hair when they went on naltrexone. Their libido went down. If anybody heard Mary's show last week, Dr. McCandless, I guess, disproves that. She says your libido goes up. It's a great thing. You know, I mean, there are some pretty crazy things. But see, we didn't look at it as subjective data from our perspective. We were just writing it down. You know, their right foot, or, you know, their toenail on their right foot fell off. Write it down. Okay? Was there any relationship? Probably not. It was probably because the lady kicked the nightstand the night before. Okay. The protocol, you start out at 1.5 milligrams. You take it at bedtime for 30 days. Then you go to 3 milligrams, and you take it at bedtime for 30 days. And then you go to 4.5 milligrams, and you take it thereafter. And you know what? Yeah. You know, the strange thing about that is that I can actually remember the first time I took a 4.5 prescription from Dr. Pahari and asked him why. And he says, well, it's a big girl and what the heck. Okay, so there's no, I don't know where the number came from. I do know that it works, though. Okay, I mean, the one thing about him, he is a brilliant man. And where he came up with these numbers, I don't know, but they worked. I ask you not to hold LDN up to a standard higher than the crap drugs, okay? If we can get by that, we'll have and I'm sorry I interrupted you, but, let's hold everything to the same standard. But from my perspective, and I know that question is come up, in 2000, we finished up with, I think, 30 or 40 patients. We have 23,000 patients now. Point the finger at somebody? Well, point the finger at us, number one. There's 75 people here. There should be 1,000 people here. Okay? Why didn't people come? Look on the blogs. Look on the listservs. All the loudmouths, malcontents, okay, experts, where are they? Okay, so it's the patient population. 3 years ago, we put out there that we wanted to do a study. The young lady, Althea from California, I think was going to spearhead it. She wanted to get MRIs from people who had been on LDN. She got 6. Now, according to the MS Society, there's 400,000 MS patients out there. According to one of those listserv things, there's 7,000 patients on the listserv. Give me 10% of them. Give me 700 patients, MRIs, okay, and good clinical data from them, okay, and then let's do a study. Okay? But the patient population would, in my opinion, and I love these people. I mean, understand, I've been doing this for a long, long time. And understand the reason I'm doing this is because I do believe Big Pharma is ripping these people off. Okay? So it's an old hippie thing. Okay? I want to save the world. But you can't save people who don't want to save themselves. Okay? I have an LDN study AOL.com or something. I don't even know where it is. Put it up 2 years ago. In those 2 years, I've gotten 6 people that said, oh, yeah, I want to be in your study. Okay? So. Well, no, you didn't. It's just I'm reacting to it because, I've been doing it for 10 years. How can we get people? Get us some money. Yay. 5 years now. We have. We didn't publish it this year because the average is 83%, and this year's average was, for the couple hundred that I checked, was 82 and change. And I felt it was more important to make a presentation like this so that we can stipulate to certain facts and we can start that conversation, that dialogue. This could be all wrong. I don't think so. Okay?